Welcome to the DirecTV Wood Legacy. We are on the campus of Cal State Fullerton. It's a part of ESPN's Feast Week presented by Lowe's. A semifinal matchup in this tournament. The Aztecs of San Diego State against the Creighton Blue Jays. Starting lineups as we're just a few seconds away from tip-off. For the Aztecs, Xavier Thames, who's the senior leader at point guard, O'Brien, Davis, Shepard, and Spencer. They're athletic, they're big, they're fast. Very talented San Diego State team. On the other side of things, for the Creighton Blue Jays, 20th ranked team in the country's a lot of experience. 4 returning starters, including maybe the best player in all of college basketball, the senior number 3, Doug McDermott. His dad, the head coach, Greg McDermott, in his 4th year at Creighton. He's got a very good team that played so well last night, really dismantled an excellent Arizona State team on the other sidelines. One of the greats in the business, Steve Fisher, his 15th year as the head coach of the Aztecs of San Diego State. So here we go. A berth in the championship game of this tournament is on the line. Dave Fleming, Sean Farnham, Jeff Goodman, we're happy to have you with us. A very nice atmosphere inside Titan Gym as we get ready to play.
Officially listed as a neutral site game, but the fans of San Diego State, known as the Show, have shown up here tonight, and it is going to be electric.
A touchdown low for Winston Shepard, and a double team comes from Creighton. J.J. O'Brien, transfer from Utah, has become one of the best players on this team. Shoots the first shot of the game and comes up very short. Rebound for the 6th-year senior Grant Gibbs, and the Blue Jays will run some half-court offense.
Biggest concern for San Diego State in this game is the speed and the ability to score quickly of Creighton. And they execute almost flawlessly.
A foul away from the ball, trying to follow Doug McDermott in a half-court offense. That's a foul whistled against the Aztecs. You start to hear the partisan crowd get into it.
And they try to get Doug McDermott open in a variety of ways. A little elbow chug there by Thames as he's coming off.
That's part of the freedom of movement initiative in college hoops. Not supposed to be able to do that. But Thames gets called for the foul. Austin Chapman, their point guard. McDermott gets a touch, and the double team comes quickly. McDermott finds Manigat open, hits the 3.
The number for Creighton tonight, the coaching staff told me before this game, is 12 3-pointers. They want to make 12 3-pointers in this contest.
Thames attacks, but stopped near the rim. McDermott comes away with the ball.
They feel if they get to that number, that it's going to equal a W.
Skip pass. Manigat passed up, a chance for another 3. That's Gibbs off the dribble. Kind of a wild shot, and Spencer, who's a great shot blocker, swatted it away. O'Brien on the move. O'Brien with contact. Shot does not go, but he'll be at the free throw line.
And that is where San Diego State is at their best, out in transition. For Creighton, though, it's all about precision execution underneath. You bring the double team. McDermott will read it brilliantly and see where the backside defender had to step in to cover that post. Makes you pay with the long skip pass and the made 3.
Yeah, pretty good example. You can only pay so much attention to McDermott because he'll make you pay. O'Brien hits the first of 2 free throws. San Diego State as a team, not a great free throw shooting team,
but very good in transition. 56% of the time they get out in transition, they're scoring. In their half-court sets, that number drops about 12 percentage points. So it's important for them to get stops, and how they get their runs is by getting block shots and getting steals. They're long, they're athletic, they play the passing lanes extremely well.
And they will place some of this pressure. At the start, Josh Davis, the guy assigned to McDermott, the transfer from Tulane.
And good defense right there. One-on-one on an island, and Josh Davis accepting the challenge of being very physical in the early stages.
Manigat with the left-hand dribble. McDermott trying to get free, goes right by Davis and scores.
And he just works so hard to get the ball in his hands. Davis just ever so slightly out of position that time, and the quick rip through, and he's at the rim.
Here's Winston Shepard. He played really well in the Aztecs win over College of Charleston yesterday. Very talented kid. Shepard up top. Not a great three-point shooter, though, and he misses that look. 2-on-2. Blue Jays running. Chapman swatted away by Shepard.
Versatility within the lineup. The athleticism. We saw Spencer with a block, and then that one gets sent in about the 2nd row.
McDermott trying to use a screen, got free for a 3, hit that one.
Read the scouting report, and it'll tell you if they set a screen for him, you got to be there. You got to show hard. Spencer got caught in the middle of no man's land, and if you give space to Doug McDermott, he's going to knock it down.
Well, our broadcast partner Jeff Goodman is with us again here tonight. Last I thought McDermott was about as passionate on the court as any time he could ever remember. Now a steal by the Blue Jays. It looks like McDermott's coming out with that same sort of fire in this one. Aztecs got back on defense. Chapman, the junior point guard, takes care of the ball, runs the team. McDermott, another three. Hit that one.
Twice in a row. All they're doing is just bringing somebody up and just simply stepping over the top of that screen, and you're not hedging out. You have got to show on Doug McDermott.
Hey, he's showing why he may be the best player in college hoops this year with all the star power in this game. Playing defense now against Davis. He got a little help.
It was last night. San Diego State got off to a sensational start against the College of Charleston. 17-1 to start the game. This time they're trying to scratch their way back into it. They haven't had a lot of good looks at this end of the floor.
Still haven't hit a shot from the field. They were up 17-1 in their game yesterday. Manigat gives the touch pass. Chapman goes by Davis and tried to find Artino. McDermott, another quick release. Man,
he hasn't missed. He hasn't missed. It's his third three-pointer. Last night he only had one, and he hit it with about 3 minutes left to go in the game. Tonight he's on fire. He's got 11 out of 14.
14-2 against a very good San Diego State team. Aztecs still need to hit a shot from the floor. Thames got a friendly roll.
Let's see if that relaxes his team. Because thus far, they've been very uncomfortable at the offensive end.
McDermott beat everybody down the floor, but Chapman couldn't quite get it to him. Davis gave him a little room there. McDermott didn't shoot this time. What a start for Doug McDermott. Top returning scorer in college hoops. Gibbs finds McDermott. Can he do it again? Not this time. His first miss. J.J. O'Brien toward the middle, stripped away by Gibbs. Gibbs leading the break. Nice spacing. Chapman didn't shoot the three, and his floater was no good, but Gibbs there to hustle to get the loose ball.
Gibbs just does a little bit of everything out on the floor. His activity, he made the right read to kick it out for the three and then stayed with it to tip that rebound to him.
Physically strong, experienced players, been around a long time. There's a foul. That's a push-off against Creighton. Well, that'll send us to a timeout here in Fullerton. What a start for McDermott and the Blue Jays. And mostly, yeah, it has been Doug. 11 of 14 as Creighton's got the lead.
Get to Rent-A-Center early because Black Friday is here. Get a Vizio LED TV for $9.99 a week, an HP laptop for $19.99 a week, or a huge
Ian Miller, 1 point game with a minute to go.
Nothing complex, just a screen down.
Thor: The Dark World is the most fun action movie of the year.
That is awesome!
It's stunning, epic. Do not miss it.
That is a tremendous idea.
You're right. Thor: The Dark World, rated PG-13.
Every generation has their Lees. These are yours. Introducing the new Lee Modern Series for men. Designed to look better, crafted to fit better. This is legendary American denim. This is the new Lee.
This December, experience the gift of unsurpassed craftsmanship at the Lexus December to Remember sales event. Some of the best offers of the year. This is the pursuit of perfection.
Hello, Cuervo. I have a sensitive side. Just don't have any regrets. Cuervo, have a story.
20th ranked team in the country, and a big reason why, not the only reason why, Doug McDermott's presence on this Creighton Blue Jay team. McDermott has been on fire the first 5+ minutes of this game against the Aztecs. 14-5. McDermott, who was 4 of 5 from the field, already has 11.
And the precision in which he works. I mean, you have to really sit back and watch his cuts, his reads, the spacing that he creates by seeing what the defense is how they're playing him. It's fun to watch. If you like college basketball and you can appreciate the game and the way that it's supposed to be played, then McDermott is your guy. I mean, we talk about the freshmen and what a great night it was at Madison Square Garden, Arizona, beating Duke, Jabari Parker and Gordon and all that talk, and it's great, and they're great players and they deserve the attention. But there's no way you can tell me that this young man doesn't deserve every bit as much of attention as any other player in the country.
I do think last night was almost an example. He's about the only guy I can think of. His 27 points was a relatively quiet 27.
No, and he only hit 1 3. I mean, a lot of it came at the free throw line where he's 10 for 10. Let's see out of the timeout if San Diego State can start getting better looks in their half-court set. They are not a great half-court set team.
Matt Shrigley is a good shooter in off the bench. Bakari Allen, a talented freshman, attacks the basket, tipped up his own miss, and the rebound Creighton.
Even on the drive, it's off balance, it's drifting, it's floating, nothing flowing early for the Aztecs.
Devin Brooks had the ball, he gives it up to Manigat, and he'll get it back here. Brooks was a big-time star last night.
23 points for him, a career high. The junior college transfer, at times he has shown just absolute phenomenal ability to score the basketball.
McDermott cutting to the basket, there's that quick release with the foul.
And not as good a scoring the basketball as that man.
No. Because there's nobody who is.
No, you watch the way. Watch what he's going to do. Here he is on your screen. Just pay attention and watch the way that he moves. As this ball comes over, he's going to receive the screen. Now he's going to set the screen. As he comes back, whoop, a little bit of a slip. You make one mistake. You make one poor communication in how you're handling a screen situation. When McDermott is involved, he's going to score, period.
We played 6.5 minutes now. He's got 14 points, and Creighton leads by 12. And that play was a perfect example of what you were talking about just a moment ago. O'Brien, one dribble, challenge, but scores anyway.
A little bit of payback there. I mean, J.J. O'Brien basically just did the same thing that McDermott did at this end of the floor. And that's the best look that San Diego State has had in the half court.
A long way to go in this game. McDermott cutting across the lane.
He could go for 50 tonight if he keeps this up. He could go for 50.
He's got the look of a huge performance in the first half.
I mean, they're trying everything. They're switching screens. They're trying to communicate. As soon as he sees the switch, he is immediately slipping and cutting right to the hoop. And his teammates have just an awareness of where he is at all times.
We're going to see plan D here in a moment, because the first few tries have not worked. Thames, finger roll good. Brooks, the spin, out of control. Somehow avoided the traveling call, and the 3 by Dingman was missed. Let's see if the Aztecs can run a little bit. Shrigley, that quick release, hits a 3.
This young man can shoot the basketball himself. A redshirt freshman. Came in highly touted, had to sit out last season, mainly because they just didn't feel like there was going to be enough minutes to warrant him burning his freshman year. Had 12 points, 4 3-pointers in the first half last night, comes off the bench, and a good opportunity here to spark the Aztecs.
He's going to be a really good player. Already is a good player. He's going to be a really good one for the Aztecs. McDermott double teamed. Gets out of it. That fadeaway, no good. Almost got that one to go. Here's Davis, who can handle that quick little burst from Davis. Tips in his own miss.
And that's where the Aztecs can exploit Creighton a little bit if they get on the glass and they start to become aggressive. Their athleticism and their length in multiple positions can pay off. And Davis is the one guy that has had some big games in his career.
Well, that was a mismatch in favor of the Blue Jays. Brooks too quick for Davis, and he draws the foul. So we've had quite a bit of action in the first few minutes of this game. Fun game. Stick with us. 19-14. Creighton leads.
Okay. I'm going to get that jersey for Steven. Oh, that Michigan sweatshirt is perfect for Susie. Ryan is going to love this hat.
Fanatics.com has great gifts for all the sports fans in your life. Go to Fanatics.com right now and get free shipping and up to 10% cash back on absolutely everything. Every sport, every team. Fanatics.com, where sports fans shop.
When seconds count, the experience of ADT matters.
The alarm initially went off at 12:06. After a few seconds, ADT called me, and the guys were caught by 12:29.
ADT called, and she said, "Mrs. White, your carbon monoxide detector is going off." Within a minute, the fire department was there.
The extra seconds that ADT saved me let me save my son and my daughter.
When it's your family, trust ADT Fast Response Monitoring to help protect against burglary, fire, and high levels of carbon monoxide. Now get ADT starting at just $49 with 24/7 protection just over $1 a day, plus a money-back guarantee.
That makes me feel awesome knowing that ADT was that quick.
I still cannot believe how fast ADT was able to relay the information to the officers.
I love ADT. They came through for me. They saved my life.
Get ADT for as little as $49 and save a lot more than money. Call or click today.
In the first half, here the DirecTV Wooden Legacy from Fullerton, Creighton, Creighton with a 19-14 lead over the San Diego State Aztecs.
Well, and in the early stages of this game, the potential National Player of the Year has come out on fire. This was his first bucket, got him going. And then watch the way he just sees a little bit of space. They said the on-ball screen, you don't show enough, he'll make you pay from the outside. He's got 3 3-pointers already in this game. And look how quick he reads the defense. All right, you're going to switch. I'm going to slip. Poor communication. He rolls right to the rim, able to finish 6 of 8 shooting so far, 16 points for Doug McDermott in the early stages of this game.
Yeah, and I like the way you explain that there. You make just a tiny mistake defensively against him, and you're going to pay for it.
You can say, hey, he's the coach's son, and he plays like a coach. No, he is a leader and a reader and a student of the game. I mean, he knows more about basketball than most people in our country. He will watch people play every time he's not on the court. He told me a story. Lorenzo Mata Real followed him on Twitter. He immediately goes back to him. Oh, I loved watching you play at UCLA. You had such great hustle and such great passion. This is 2 nights ago.
Out of the timeout, Brooks, who had the big game yesterday, misses the first of 2 free throws.
Well, this is a young man. He can go. He can score, but at times he can also be a little bit on the edge of being out of control, and we've seen that in the early stage of this game. A couple of misses that he didn't have last night, but even more so that drive that he had a couple of minutes ago where he slipped and fell.
Matt Shrigley off the tip ball. O'Brien getting close to the basket. Missed the shot. Offensive rebound attempt by Allen, who's a very athletic young player for San Diego State, and that's a foul against Creighton.
San Diego State, much better aggressiveness after that extremely slow start. They're starting to play volleyball around the rim, and that's what they've got to do. This is not a great shooting team that Coach Fisher has. Matt Shrigley is the one guy that can stretch you from the outside, but everybody else lacks the consistency to be able to stretch the defense.
Shrigley off the inbound.
I think this young man's role is going to continue to increase, and his value to this team, he needs to be out on the floor more.
The Aztecs on a 9-0 run. This is a 3-point game.
How about this? Dakari Allen, the freshman. Go ahead. Your turn.
Yeah, ready to learn. Skip pass and a good one. Chapman, 3.
There's more weapons than McDermott. I mean, we're focusing a lot, obviously, on Doug in the early stages of this game, deservedly so, but this team has other players out on the floor that can hurt you.
De'Aaron Williams, freshman, also from Sacramento. He and Dakari Allen played together in Northern California, now together with the Aztecs. And he finds his longtime teammate. Dwayne Polee shoots a 3. Good!
Well, that's a great sign for San Diego State.
And now everybody's been inspired by McDermott. Shots are falling from all over the court. Chapman, a whistle away from the ball. That's a foul against San Diego State, defending Doug McDermott.
Williams had nothing to do. Doug McDermott did an excellent job. When he goes in those screen situations, he's going to try to pin and seal you and push you up the lane to create that gap and that separation where you can throw it over the top for a quick high-low entry pass and an easy finish. Williams just grabbed him. That's an easy call.
Aztecs off the miss three. Josh Davis, that quick first step, but missed the shot. Gibbs back in the game after a little rest. Here's Raggi, and the three no good. Very good outside shooter, had a wide open look and missed it.
You can't give him that type of room.
Shrigley feeling it. Tie game.
What a bounce back for the Aztecs, and it's been Matt Shrigley that's been the guy that's got it done.
Chapman quiets the crowd momentarily, puts Creighton back in front.
Here we go. The crowd is on their feet. The buzz is back. The Aztecs are playing with some swagger. And why? Because of Matt Shrigley.
All right, Mike, thanks very much. For those of you just joining us here in Fullerton, the basket for the Aztecs had tied this game. Dave Fleming, Sean Farnham, Jeff Goodman. We have had a very entertaining first half between two good teams. Doug McDermott already 16 points for Creighton, and the Blue Jays were up by 12 early, but the Aztecs have come from behind to tie the game 24-24.
And welcome into SportsCenter. I'm Doug Kazarian alongside Jamie Sire. For those
12 early, but the Aztecs have come from behind to tie the game 24-24, and now a foul away from the ball against San Diego State.
Some outstanding shooting in the early stages of this game. Obviously, Doug McDermott, you mentioned 16 points for him, and he's going to take a quick break and sit on down. There's media timeout coming, so a little extended break. We see this often. They try to give him just a little bit extra time. But really what has impressed me most is San Diego State. They fell behind early. It was 11-2 to start this game. And Matt Shrigley stepped on the floor, and he has 8 huge points for the Aztecs. The redshirt freshman coming in and paying off for Coach Steve Fisher.
Yeah, he's been a huge difference maker. In the first few minutes, it looked like McDermott was going to get to 100 in this game. The Aztecs have done a little better job against him, and their offense has picked up. Well, this promises to be a very entertaining game. Manigat passed up the three. Will Artino back to the basket against a good shot blocker who didn't get it but altered it. Here come the Aztecs. Winston Shepard, the sophomore, ultra talented. That's a blocking foul.
The Aztecs have yet to have a lead in this game. And out of this timeout, Winston Shepard is going to have an opportunity to give San Diego State their first lead in this contest.
Well, we're here inside Titan Gym in Fullerton. Dave Fleming alongside Sean Farnham. Happy to have you with us here. The day after Thanksgiving, a real treat here. This game, I think we're in for a heck of a ball game between the Aztecs, very talented, very athletic. Real contrast in Creighton, a team that executes its offense, Sean, and has Doug McDermott, who may well be the best player in college hoops.
He is sensational. This is the first time you got to see him this season. You need to watch because he is so fundamentally sound. He reads the game. He sees gaps and spaces before they come available, and when he gets there, his teammates find him, and we've seen that already in the early stages of this game. 16 early points for Doug McDermott. He's on pace to have over 3,000 on the season, and you'll understand why. You hedge off, you step back, you're not hard hedging on those screen situations. He's going to knock it down. You give him space, he's feeling it tonight. And now Reed, poor communication on the defense, slip and get right to the rim and able to put it in. Meanwhile, San Diego State, well, they are serving it up from the outside as well. A little bit of three-point shooting. Thames, that was the first made field goal of the game after 11-2 start. And then this young man, Matt Shrigley, gets going from the outside. The redshirt freshman getting this very passionate and fired up group of crowd here. The show they like to call them down at San Diego State. They are involved in this game, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
Man, that's part of why these first few minutes have felt so big time is we've got a great atmosphere. These holiday tournaments at a neutral site sometimes don't feel quite like the emotion we come to expect with college hoops. And yet they've packed this gym here tonight. San Diego State fans in particular, but Creighton has traveled from a long way away in Omaha and brought a lot of their fans here to Southern California. Good look at what Titan Gym looks like, and it's basically full.
And that's the San Diego State fans. How about this? 2 hours before the game tipped off, here's the San Diego State fans out in line out front. Such great passion for both of these. You mentioned Creighton brought a lot of people with them as well. But there's a lot of passion between these two fan bases, and it makes this a unique environment, especially during these holiday, non-campus venue type tournaments.
Yeah, well, I mean, we love holiday tournaments and all the college hoops we get to watch around Thanksgiving, around the holiday season. And yet sometimes you miss that in-arena, on-campus feel, and we have that feel here tonight for this matchup. Aztecs looking for their first lead. Shepard at the free throw line. And they have their first lead. Winston Shepard, a kid who came into San Diego State, maybe their most heralded recruit ever. And looks like here his sophomore season, he's ready to take a big jump.
Well, this young man has never had to be the focal point, though. You brought it up last night, and we talked about the players that were around him. Brandon Ashley was around him. Anthony Bennett was around him. Nigel Williams-Goss was around him at Findlay Prep, where he competed in high school. This year, though, he needs to start to become the man for the Aztecs program.
Some pressure, and it bothered the Blue Jays, but they do get it across midcourt. McDermott is still on the bench. He won't be there for long. Avery Dingman, who's a pretty good outside shooter. Ethan Raggi, who's an excellent three-point shooter, gave it up. Chapman matched up with the big man Davis, who stays with him, does a pretty good job. Shot clock down to 3. Raggi off the mark.
2 clean looks for Raggi. Looks that he normally knocks down.
Shepard, meanwhile, with McDermott at the scorer's table, waiting for a dead ball to get back in this game. Aztecs have trailed by as many as 12. They lead by 2. Skylar Spencer, good defensive player, doesn't do much on the offensive end. Shrigley lost it out of bounds. That's off his leg, and it's a turnover. A little miscommunication. I think Shrigley was upset that Spencer was so close to him, almost created a double team. McDermott comes back in the game.
Well, last night we came on after everybody had their Thanksgiving dinner. Tonight we come on after everybody went shopping today.
And both equally fatiguing in different ways. So just sit back, relax, let the stress pour out of you, and enjoy a really good college basketball game. We hope you get some bargains. Blue Jays ball down 2. Gibbs the lob and the finish. Artino. That's the kind of play we often see for the Aztecs. Creighton showing off some athleticism.
A beautiful read by Gibbs.
Here's Thames to the basket. He was fouled.
All right, you're going to see the on-ball screen. Here's the screen action here, but watch what Doug McDermott does. He elevates and vacates the middle of the key because he brings his defensive player up. That's why there's nobody back. It forces the weak side defensive player to pinch all the way in to try to close that gap. Too long of a run, but that's what Doug McDermott can do. Even when he doesn't have the ball in his hands, he opens up the lane down the middle.
And his teammate Gibbs delivered the perfect pass. Well, let's get a little more info on the 6-year senior Grant Gibbs with our broadcast partner, Jeff Goodman. Jeff?
The only reason Grant Gibbs is back, he got the 6th year. He's been hurt most of his career. But if Doug McDermott doesn't come back, Grant Gibbs isn't back, and vice versa. Because I'm not sure Greg McDermott wants Grant Gibbs back unless his son's back here for his senior year. So These two have been terrific throughout their careers, make each other's lives much easier.
Yeah, what a nice bonus for the Blue Jays fans to get both of them back for this season when Creighton's transitioning into the Big East.
One Big East team already in the finals in the championship of this DirecTV Wooden Legacy. Marquette accomplished that earlier today.
The winner of this game will play Marquette on Sunday. That ball was tipped, I believe. McDermott certainly thought it was, and now no. McDermott can't believe it. He let the ball, essentially just let it go out of bounds.
Gibbs got caught underneath.
Yeah, I don't think it was tipped.
Yeah, I don't think it was. And, you know, passes a little bit off, but you got to react and get to it.
It looks like Creighton showing a little different defensive look. Davis, a nice, strong pass fake. Tip ball. Long rebound to Shepard.
I think what Creighton feels is if they can clog up the middle, that gives them the best opportunity to get the rebound. That you do not want to allow San Diego State to get on the offensive glass.
Here's Shepard, elevates. No good. Creighton likes to run themselves. Gibbs, that little hesitation. Artino, another dunk.
Just sets the table up for your teammates. Makes life easy. You know, we can use the words glue guy, chemistry maker. How about just a great feel for the game? I mean, he's told me last night he wants to become a coach. He's going to be an excellent assistant in the near future.
Thames three. Aztecs back in front. McDermott fouled by Xavier Thames.
Just a careless foul that time by Thames. You make the great shot at one end, and then you struggle. Watch Gibbs once again. The defense rotates over. Spencer's trying to play for the block, and when he plays for the block, it vacates the space right in the middle of the floor, and then Thames able to knock it down from the outside. A big three-point shot, and really besides Matt Shrigley, Xavier Thames is the other guy that can make that shot on a consistent basis.
And that's why I think the point you made about that foul, that's his second personal foul. He's so important to this San Diego State team.
So he's staying out there for right now.
So got to avoid number three.
And the reason why that was a careless foul is you're coming to double. Just don't reach in. You know, no need to foul there. Doug McDermott was dribbling away from the basket. If you're going to foul him when he's going towards the basket.
Like somewhere around there. McDermott, fade away. No good. But the ball tipped out, and Brooks, after a ragged moment, has it. Nifty ball handling from Brooks, gives it up. Chapman, meanwhile, a little too nifty. Stolen away. Here's Poley. Too strong. Spencer, offensive rebound. Allen, shot rejected by Artino.
Artino given some good minutes in the early stage of this game at both ends.
McDermott three. Too strong.
Well, McDermott's cooled off from that hot start.
Thames three. Hits another one.
He hasn't cooled off. Xavier Thames, his third three-pointer here in the first half. The Aztecs were down 11-2 to start this game, and now they're up 34-28.
Really impressive by San Diego State to weather that early storm, and the storm came really in the form of Doug McDermott because he looked like he was never going to miss a shot. He's cooled off. Their defense has adjusted, and this guy has gotten red hot.
13 points for Thames. Again, the kick out off the post up. San Diego State hasn't proven it enough this season that they can shoot the ball from the outside consistently, and because of that, teams are really packing it in the paint. If you can knock down that shot, then you're good.
Well, we've had good basketball here. They've had really good hoops in Orlando. Old Spikes Classic. The championship game is set. Oklahoma State and Marcus Smart will take on Memphis. So two top 25 teams Sunday, 7:30 Eastern. Right here on ESPN2. Promises to be, well, Memphis is hoping a little better game than when those teams met, what, a couple weeks ago. That's a travel. So after the timeout, Brooks turns it over. This place is rocking here. San Diego State has a 6-point lead.
ESPN.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by DirecTV. If you call yourself a sports fan, you gotta get DirecTV. Call 1-800-DirecTV. Sleep Number, the only bed that provides comfort individualized. And Audi, truth in engineering.
Look out into the world. Choose your path, and I will be there. In the blistering heat, whether the road is curved or straight, this is my purpose. So challenge me, test me, as you push yourself. We are in this together. I am your engine. You are my driver. Royal Purple, the performance lubricants that outperform.
Own your obsession with the exceptional values during the season of Audi. Visit AudiOffers.com today.
Mom was diagnosed with Alzheimer's at 58 years old.
For me, it was heart-wrenching.
It takes a toll on everyone. I mean, it's a depressing disease to watch unfold before your eyes.
You just don't see the person's soul is like gone.
This disease just ravages a family.
It changes your life.
The magnitude of it is indescribable.
Now is the moment. If we work together, we can stop this epidemic.
Contact Bright Focus and learn more.
You get your coffee here. You get your haircut here. You find that certain thing you were looking for here. But actually, you get so much more. When you shop at these small local businesses, you support all the things that make your community great. The money you spend here stays here, in this place you call your neighborhood. Small Business Saturday is November 30th. Get out and shop small.
You're watching ESPN's Feast Week, presented by Lowe's.
Welcome here for the DirecTV Wooden Legacy. We're on the campus of Cal State Fullerton in Orange County. And yes, indeed, we're part of ESPN's Feast Week presented by Lowe's from the Titan Gym. And we've had a good one. 3:31 to go until halftime. Doug McDermott and the Creighton Blue Jays up early. McDermott had 16 points in the first few minutes of this game. Since then, he has not scored, and the Aztecs have taken advantage.
Well, the question was, could the Aztecs shoot the ball from the outside? 6 of 9 from behind the arc so far. And they're proving to Creighton that they're capable of making that shot.
When they make outside shots, they go from a good team to a really good team. Here's Davis slipping to the basket. Josh Davis, powerful move.
Davis has played well on the glass. 5 rebounds already in this contest. He's the one that's had the assignment on Doug McDermott.
Not all the shots have gone down, but he's really playing hard in his first half. And right now, he's the guy matched up with McDermott. They switch, and McDermott's got a mismatch. They got to get him a touch. Gibbs trying to do it. Now they finally do get him the ball. Quick touch pass back to Raggi. He's 0 for 3 from 3.
The Aztecs brought 3 that time to Doug McDermott.
He's got to make some of those shots. They count on him for offense. Biggest lead for San Diego State, and they have the ball. O'Brien just backing his way closer, missed the shot, and a foul against San Diego State. A foul against the Aztecs. You can get close to all the action wherever you are with the brand new Sports Center app. Blazing fast scores, hottest news and highlights, analysis, and access to your favorite Sports Center talent 24/7 via Twitter. Download the new Sports Center app. All you have to do is call *SC from your phone. Just dial *SC from your phone for the brand new Sports Center app. Bonus time for the Blue Jays, and Raggi is a good free throw shooter. Misses the front end.
Boy, he has come out ice cold so far in this game. 0 for 2 from behind the arc, steps to the free throw line, misses his first. Really the team besides Doug McDermott. Doug McDermott 5 of 10. The rest of the team, 6 of 10. The rest of the team is 5 of 13 and 1 of 6 from behind the arc.
Here's Xavier Thames with his 2 fouls. Davis very high for the offensive board and the finish.
This is to Josh Davis, and Coach Steve Fisher was trying to get a timeout there. The officials couldn't hear him or see him.
And now a foul against the Aztecs amidst all the noise.
Well, this is the Josh Davis that I think everybody thought San Diego State was getting. A very aggressive player. He's active on the glass. He put up some huge games in Conference USA where he averaged a double-double at Tulane.
Well, there is Josh Davis. How about Josh Davis, Jeff? How sought after was he coming out of Tulane?
You know what? There are plenty of guys that go on that transfer list in the offseason. Nobody was more sought after than Josh Davis. Think about this. He chose San Diego State over Gonzaga and Ohio State at the end of the day. Was a big-time producer at Tulane and has been a really good role player so far for San Diego State.
For them to make the elite level jump and be maybe the favorite in the Mountain West Conference, there's two things I think need to happen. One is they need to be able to prove they shoot the ball, and they've shot the ball very well so far from the outside tonight. The other one is Josh Davis. He needs to be a beast on the glass and a double-double every night.
Well, and Sean referenced it a moment ago. I mean, Davis had some monster games against high-level competition last year. He's got 6 and 6 in the first half here tonight. And a guy who's got an uncanny resemblance to the former Aztec star Kawhi Leonard. Shepard to Davis. Came up short, but there was O'Brien to clean it up. Almost like a pass.
10-point lead for the Aztecs. They have played so well defensively and offensively. They just have started to attack the paint. When you start making shots from the outside, then they have to play you honest. And when they play you honest, that's where the athleticism and the length of San Diego State can really hurt you.
And a guy hit an early three. We haven't heard from him since then. Again, McDermott posting up. Now Chapman. Gibbs passed up the three. Grant Gibbs. The Manigat. No good. Shepard went high for the rebound. Under a minute to go. And Steve Fisher now will get that timeout. Bring the Aztecs fans to their feet.
What an impressive first half here for San Diego State.
Well, when we're done with this first half, coming up on our Land Rover halftime report, living up to the hype. Yeah, that game at Madison Square Garden, it was really fun to watch. Plus, a lot of action across college hoops today. Andrew Wiggins in action as we speak with the Jayhawks. Meanwhile, here Josh Davis for the Aztecs. He's been key for San Diego State.
Doing a little bit of everything. They're comfortable with him attacking off of the wing. And you see it, he just throws it up there, go back up and get it. Very athletic, very long, very quick on his second bounce as much as his first bounce is. And 6 points, 6 rebounds already for Josh Davis. And he's been a difference maker. Also defensively, after that initial 3-minute stretch where Doug McDermott was going off, Josh Davis has been very physical and has been talking through all the screens and all the different situations that they're putting him in as trying to defend Doug McDermott.
Now McDermott had his 16, in the first 7 minutes of the game. He has not scored since. Did San Diego State get a 2-for-1?
So they're going to the zone again, trying to push you out, get you out of your comfort zone. They want to pack it in the paint.
Coley shoots. In and out, no good. Shot so late. Davis rejected by the backboard, and the Blue Jays come away with the ball.
Poor awareness that time by Davis. After he got the offensive rebound, he had no idea where he was.
So that eliminates the chance for the 2-for-1. The Blue Jays can hold for the final shot, down 10. Chapman gets some word, a call from the bench. See if they get Doug a touch. They do. Help comes. Chapman back to McDermott. Shot rejected. Shepard heaves one up. Comes up short. But what an effort for the Aztecs in the first half.
A sensational job on the defensive side of the court for the Aztecs. They have turned off the water. First 9 minutes, 16 points. Since then, 0 for 3, 0 points for Doug McDermott. And a big lead going to the break for San Diego State.
So, entertaining first half from Southern California. San Diego State with a 10-point lead. Now we'll go to Zubin Mehenti and Dan Dockich with the Land Rover halftime report.
Dave, thanks very much. We begin with the marquee matchup of Feast Week. NIT tip-off final, Duke-Zona at the Garden. Jabari Parker had it going. Coach held to under 20 for the first time in his young career, but hey, he lit it up in the first.
Yeah, he had a couple of sequences. You see it right here. This is back-to-back, and this is really good for Jabari Parker, but he took 21 shots, missed all of his threes, only 3 rebounds, 1 assist, 5 turnovers. Tough night for Parker.
Arizona's got a fantastic frosh of their own.
Yeah, they do, and that's such a smart play. When your teammate's being doubled, get to the front of the rim. I'll tell you this, Gordon showed something in this game. He only had 10 points, but he stepped out and made shots, and what we know about Aaron Gordon is he's really smart.
Gordon
I'm sorry, Zoo, but that is such a smart play. Patience is a virtue when you have the ball.
And patience for a point guard is certainly a virtue. McConnell is really his first pass-first point guard that Sean Miller's had, and his looks tonight were tremendous.
They were, and you know what? When you have a guy like McConnell, a coach can sit back and know that really situations that get created are going to be played out of, and it's infectious. You saw right there, Gordon doubled. He just played out of the situation.
And then Gordon with the huge block, getting it done offensively and defensively. And for the 4th time, Arizona wins the preseason NIT tip-off, matching them with Duke, appropriately enough, for the most titles ever in that tournament tonight at the Garden. We welcome you into the Land Rover Halftime Report with Dan Dockich. I'm Zubin Mehenti. Arizona pulling away in the second half. They own the final 20 minutes. But in the first 20 minutes, they were their own worst enemy.
Yeah, 8 turnovers in the first 20 minutes. And really, statistically, everything was the same. It just was. I mean, it's 5 for 7 from the free throw line. The only difference was 8 turnovers. And Duke can do that to you. Duke can get into you. I thought Arizona was a little bit impatient in the first half. And as I said, patience is a virtue. Look, kids, gather around. It's the Christmas season. When you get the ball, hold it. 1,001, 1,002. And look, when you're dribbling, don't put your head down and go into things. Look. Fake. You saw Aaron Gordon do that and then make your move. I thought in the second half, 2 things happened. Much better defense by Arizona. They locked up Duke, completely stymied them, and much better patience with the ball. Here's some defense. This is where you want the ball to go. You want the ball in that area. Now watch everybody rotate. Watch your hands are up. Now, guard your own. You have to be, look at, move your feet, move your, no help is needed. Then recover the shooter. All right, shots taken away. Again, hands up on recovery. Drive, guard your own, guard your own. And then, you see how the lane is jammed up? Now watch what happens. Whack, pressure on the shot. You know how you can tell a team is playing good defense? Not that they hustle. We play hard. Everybody says they play hard. If you clog the lane with your help, and then you pressure shooters with your recovery, that's 2 things. That's great hustle, and that's great setup. We're playing inside out. Hey, we're taking away the lane. You drive, we're all here. Yet when the ball gets kicked, I'm already anticipating the zoom, and I'm already out to you, and I recover with my hands up and my rear end low. That's exact. Arizona second half, they held Duke. Duke now in the Garden. The Garden is Duke North. They held them to 23 points. And then the game was over and Duke scored 7 in the second half. 23 points in the second half, basically, when the game was a game.
You almost never see these numbers for the Blue Devils. Season lows tonight in points, assists, field goal percentage, and shooting from 3. Duke's next game, not much easier. They'll play Michigan at Cameron Indoor Tuesday night. You can see that on ESPN. Also underway tonight, Villanova and Kansas. Andrew Wiggins ready to go, bouncing back from a performance Coach Dockich called a little bit choppy yesterday for the Jayhawks. But Wayne Selden Jr., so much attention on Wiggins, but he's getting it done.
Like when you dunk it with your forehead, that's pretty good.
And then Wiggins came to play there on the tip, and then we'll see him showing the jumper, showing that form of why he was so coveted.
Yeah, but look at the score. This is a good ball game. Really good ball game. Wiggins does have skills.
Keep you up to date throughout the night. Still to come, Marcus Smart had the worst game of his season today. But could Butler take advantage and beat the Pokes? Answer when we return.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Lowe's. Lowe's, never stop improving. And Gildan, we make your new favorite activewear, underwear, and socks. Gildan, every thread counts.
Shoot. Go away.
The squirrels just aren't listening to Dave. No, they don't seem to care what he says.
Back off.
But his DirecTV sure does. With DirecTV voice control, Dave can just say, find kids' movies, and his young'uns are neck-deep in family fun. Oh, if only getting the squirrels to stop was as easy as getting a little Ice Age. Search and record with just your voice. Call 1-800-DirecTV.
Ladies and gentlemen, the case of death. matter if you will take your place. 12 swords, sharpened like razor blades. I will now insert the first blade.
No, stop!
Okay, continue.
Get Black Friday deals like this Cobalt Sawer drill, just $79 plus free shipping at Lowe's.com.
Mine was earned orbiting the moon in 1971.
Afghanistan in 2009. On the USS Saratoga in 1982.
Once it's earned, USAA Auto Insurance is often handed down from generation to generation because it offers a superior level of protection and because USAA's commitment to serve current and former military members and their families is without equal. Begin your legacy. Get an auto insurance quote. USAA. We know what it means to serve.
The ultimate freshness is your winning play. It'll give you the strength to make it all the way. Nobody wants to hear this story again.
This halftime report is presented by Land Rover. Above and beyond.
What a finish between Oklahoma State and Butler. Travis Ford said it was tournament-like intensity in November Allspice Classic. Marcus Smart probably had his most difficult performance of the season.
Yeah, he did. He started out great. Butler, I thought, was a little bit shook early, got down big at halftime. But Marcus Smart, he wasn't shook early. He went and dominated first half.
Yeah, they gave Oklahoma State a 14-point lead at the break, but just like their previous game, they blow that second half lead. Kyle Marshall here will get Butler to 1.
Now, Marshall had a chance in this game to win the game. He missed 2 free throws, and then Smart.
And then, yeah, check this out. Opportunity for Butler to win it, but Elijah Brown is blocked at the buzzer. Allspice Classic looks like this. It'll be a rematch. These two teams played earlier this season. Smart scored 39, and the Pokes whipped up all over Memphis. We'll see if Josh Pastner can exact some revenge. Number 1 team in the country, Michigan State, taking on Mount St. Mary's. Keith Appling, Adrian Payne, Brandon Dawson did not start due to classroom attendance issues, but Appling had it going when he got in.
Yeah, go to class. I mean, Appling, you're a senior. You know what a coach is that wants these seniors, Appling and Payne, should be the guys driving the bus, not the anchors on the bus. And by getting suspended, they become anchors.
Number 1 team in the country rolls. Florida State, fantastic finish. You seen a little earlier tonight here on ESPN2. Florida State down 4. Ian Miller would get the Noles to within 1. And then, Coach, 10 seconds to play. Dorian Finney-Smith, is this a foul?
No, this isn't a foul. This is not a foul. Once he hits him from behind right there, and if the replay shows Ian Miller got the ball. It's a terrible call.
Finney-Smith would hit 1 free throw to give the Gators a 1-point edge. 1.3 to go, last chance. Look at how close this was for Miller.
This is right on. This is Gordon Hayward against Duke, a national championship a few years back.
Back rimmed for him, back rimmed for Miller. Creighton started hot. Since then, San Diego State has turned it on. Aztecs by 10 at the half.
This halftime report is presented by Land Rover. Above and beyond.
Range Rover Sport. Land Rover. Above and beyond.
It's an extremely simple tool, but also extremely powerful. It can be used to start a poem or finish a symphony. It's been to classrooms, boardrooms, even to space. And we can't wait to see where you'll take it next. Introducing the thinner, lighter, more powerful iPad Air.
There's still time for big savings at Bass Pro Shop's 5-day sale, like ladies' flannel PJ pants for under $8. Great deals on these popular Bass Pro Shop spinning and bait cast combos. And this weekend, don't miss free giveaways, hourly prize drawings, and more.
This is the Quicksilver Cashback Card from Capital One. It's not the limit the cash I earn every month card. It's not the I only earn decent rewards at the gas station card. It's the no games, no signing up, everyday rewarding, kung fu fighting, silver lightning in a bottle, bringing home the bacon cashback card. This is the Quicksilver Card from Capital One. Unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase, everywhere, every single day. So ask yourself, what's in your wallet?
We asked people, if you could get paid to do something you really love, what would you do?
I'd be a writer.
I'd be a baker.
I want to be a pie maker.
I want to be a pilot.
I'd be an architect.
What if I told you someone could pay you? And what if that person were you? When you think about it, isn't that what retirement should be? Paying ourselves to do what we love?
Welcome back to the Land Rover Halftime Report.
Coach, no better way to bounce back after blowing a 19-point lead against Arizona by leaving the Garden with a triple overtime win. The Dragons get it done today in a thrill over Obama.
Yeah, and this is a big win. Remember 2 years ago, Drexel won 27 games, didn't get in the tournament. So any win like this is huge later on.
Still to come, second half of our game. McDermott was hot out of the gate. They were up 11. San Diego State double-teamed them. Hey, at that point, it's a 10-point lead for the Aztecs. Second half on the way.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Lowe's. Lowe's, never stop improving.
Hurry in for Black Friday deals, like 20% off all artificial Christmas trees at Lowe's.
Quickness is everywhere.
If you're a big man, you gotta be quick to block a shot.
Explode off the floor, swat that ball out the way. Go get it, go get dirty work. You gotta be quick at every level.
The Adidas Crazy Ghost puts quick everywhere. But it's only available at Dick's Sporting Goods.
When the going gets tough and it's just not your day, let the fresh scent take you to a fresher place. There are some lizards that are eating your legs.
We asked people, if you could get paid to do something you really love, what would you do?
I'd be a writer.
I'd be a baker.
I want to be a pie maker.
I want to be a pilot.
I'd be an architect.
What if I told you someone could pay you? And what if that person were you? When you think about it, isn't that what retirement should be? Paying ourselves to do what we love?
Quickness is everywhere.
Spin move, spin on my man. The spin move can be very effective. I broke the dude. Collegiate level, pro level, high school.
The Adidas Crazy Ghost puts quick everywhere.
Finish at the rim.
But it's only available at Dick's Sporting Goods.
Buy NBA League Pass and watch the excitement of the new season wherever you want. You'll get live NBA games on your TV, computer, tablet, and phone.
LeBron makes an incredible play. Oh,
watch the incredible action anywhere. Buy NBA League Pass for only 4 payments of $49.99. To order now, call 1-800-GET-SPORTS or visit directtv.com/NBA.
You sure you don't want some? It's chamomile. Listen, you are extremely terrifying. Just the scariest undead subhuman thing on TV, and I really mean that. But I am worried that you could give my kids nightmares if they see you, so I'm gonna have to block you. So that's it. Oh, and tell the zombies they're blocked too.
You're watching ESPN's Feast Week, presented by Lowe's.
And welcome back to the DirecTV Wooden Legacy. We're here at Cal State Fullerton. It's part of ESPN's Feast Week presented by Lowe's. Start of the second half, the Aztecs of San Diego State with a 10-point lead over the 20th ranked team in the country. Dave Fleming, Sean Farnham inside a packed Titan gym here on the campus of Cal State Fullerton. Really interesting first half, I thought, Sean. It started off looking like this was going to be totally dominated by Doug McDermott. It was going to be the McDermott show.
It was an 11-2 start, and Doug McDermott was a big reason why they got off to a great start. In fact, he had 16 of the team's first 19 points. He did it in a variety of ways, stepping back from the three, forcing long runouts. Really, San Diego State wasn't communicating very well defensively, but then all of a sudden they started locking things up and making life a little bit more difficult. And on the offensive end, they started making their perimeter shots. 6 of 10 from behind the arc, and what that does is it opens up the defense. Now you can attack underneath, and a big decisive rebounding advantage now for the Aztecs going to the second half. +9 in that category, a big part of why the Aztecs have the lead at the break.
So look at those first half stats brought to you by DirecTV. 33-11 run after the point Sean was just talking about, and Doug McDermott was scoreless for the final 11 minutes of the half. The bench was scoreless for the Blue Jays. They need that to change. So we'll see if Creighton comes out with a little different plan of attack in these first few minutes.
So think about this. Last night, so explosive off the bench. Devin Brooks, he's got 0 so far tonight. Limited minutes, but Raggi missed a couple of shots he normally makes. And because of that, 0 points off the bench, 11. And there's the eraser.
Skylar Spencer, he's a top-level shot blocker, and he saw that one coming. Thames thought about the three. Shepard, pass was deflected, and Chapman read the pass and stole it away, then got fouled.
A poor pass that time by Winston Shepard, but I would say a decent foul. And the reason why it's a decent foul, because Creighton is as good as anybody in the country when they get turnover opportunities to create points. 13 turnovers last night by Arizona State. They turned it into 20 points in that contest. So far tonight, San Diego State only 3 turnovers in the game.
There's Gibbs going baseline against O'Brien, and then he threw it away. Rare turnover for Grant Gibbs. Shepard in the open court with the left hand. That was a little out of control, but that's a foul against the Aztecs. So some ragged early moments for San Diego State.
Well, and 2 early fouls, and if this becomes a free throw shooting contest, advantage Creighton.
That foul was against Josh Davis. That's his 3rd. He's going to go to the bench. That's a big story here early in the second half. He's not happy about it.
Played so well in the first half. 7 rebounds, 6 points. And did an excellent job defensively on Doug McDermott. Now it's going to be J.J. O'Brien on Doug.
Chapman. Here's McDermott's first touch of the second half. He backed away from the double team, but still had to give the ball up.
They're doing such a great job leaving the weak side wing open on the entry pass. They're pinching in and trying to take away that big-on-big pass. But a nice shot that time by McDermott.
Can't guard that one. And that's his first bucket in a long while. Better than, what, 12 minutes of game action. His first points, 8-point lead, Aztecs ball. Matt Shrigley, who just passed the ball away, number 40 for San Diego State, made a big impact in the first half. Artino committed the foul from behind, and Thames hit the ground hard.
So you see this, watch, they're going to go big on big, collapse, weak side wing, pinches all the way down to take away the option. McDermott works all the way back around to the other side of the floor, posts up once again. And that's a nice, easy step back and beautiful touch. And that was anticipated there. They're going to try to get him the ball. Steve Fisher told us coming out of the break, the one thought that he had was that they're going to try to get the ball down low to McDermott to try to get him started again. The key for them was not to foul in those situations. They did not foul, and it was just a great shot by Doug.
And the point you made several times already, and that he needs some help. He's going to score points, but his teammates also have to chip in. The pressure for the Aztecs, and now it backs off.
And what the pressure has done very successfully, by the way, is not allowed Creighton to get any of their transition looks. Early in the game, Grant Gibbs turning the corner, throwing it up, they're lob, they're getting dunks, everything's going the way of Creighton. That has been completely turned off.
Yeah, that's a good point. The Aztecs, the team you think about with the alley-oops and the athleticism, but Creighton wants to play very fast. They want to run. Anaga to Chapman. Shot clock winding down. They got to get a shot off. Not sure Chapman realizes it. He comes up short, and he did hit the rim, and it went out off of San Diego State. That's a good break for the Blue Jays.
Well, that barely hit the rim, but good enough. And deflected out of bounds.
Well, the fans want a shot clock violation, but it definitely hit the rim. And maybe from some angles you couldn't see that. Tough to get it in, and stolen by Shrigley. One-on-one, Shrigley.
And what I love about that play is Matt Shrigley, a great outside shooter, but in transition just went straight at the rim, forcing the defensive player to make the move, and they were indecisive, and he exploited them.
Shrigley playing very hard on defense. That's an offensive foul against McDermott.
Yep. Little frustration. Matt Shrigley getting it done at the offensive end, getting it done at the defensive end, baiting Doug McDermott into the foul.
And Doug's dad, the Creighton head coach Greg McDermott, just got warned by one of the officials, Tony Padilla, who I think made the right call. Did not issue a technical, but did issue a warning. McDermott, the coach, was not happy about that call. Spencer, not much of an offensive player. The little hook shot, good. So much for that. McDermott brings it up against the pressure. This is the biggest lead for San Diego State. It's up to 14. The Blue Jays are out of sorts. Raggi short again. He still has not hit a shot.
And he's one of those guys that is counted on to make and score points off the bench. This is fun, partner. A great environment, and San Diego State right now is playing near flawless basketball.
How about this? Could have been a three-point play. Maybe should have been.
Wow. The show is in town, and the Aztec faithful are on their feet, and Creighton needs a timeout. Doesn't feel like a neutral site game right now. San Diego State had the lead at the break, and all they've done is make it a little wider. 19-point lead for the San Diego State Aztecs. It starts at the defense and ends at the offensive end. Woo. The bench, they're loving it.
The season never ends for your equipment. When your work is done, True Fuel just keeps working. Because it's ethanol-free and it won't break down like pump gas. True Fuel is the first ready-to-use engineered fuel and synthetic oil, precision blended for your two-cycle gear that continues to protect your equipment during storage. So when you're ready to start up again, your equipment will too. Try True Fuel today and learn more at TrueFuel50.com.
People go to a mattress store and essentially they just get sold something.
We provide the exact individualization that your body needs.
It's the ultimate sale on the only bed clinically proven to improve sleep quality, the Sleep Number bed.
Once you experience it, there's no going back.
For 1 week only, Queen mattresses start at just $599.99 and save 50% on our limited edition Innovation Series beds, plus special financing, only at a Sleep Number store. Sleep Number, comfort individualized.
Greg's cries for help are pretty loud and clear. Help! But try as he might, he just can't seem to get what he's asking for. Not like with DirecTV. With DirecTV voice control, Greg just says, tune to ESPN, and he gets tuned right in, lickety-split. Looks like finding some sports. Sure is a lot easier than finding that motorcycle he was attached to. Search and record with just your voice. Call 1-800-DirecTV.
Dave Fleming, Sean Farnham, San Diego State taking it to Creighton. Let's welcome in our broadcast partner, Jeff Goodman. A little more on this powerful Aztecs program, Jeff.
I'll tell you what, Steve Fisher's done a terrific job with this program. When he took over in 1999, the Aztecs were completely irrelevant on the national level. He's got them to 4 straight NCAA tournaments, and he's bringing in a freshman class next year that's going to be somewhere in the top 10 nationally. He's got Malik Pope. They beat out Kansas. Local kid Trey Kell, both top 100 kids. Arizona transfer Angelo Chol. They're going to be terrific going forward, maybe better than they've been over the last few years.
Yeah, that's a good point. The Aztecs are power out west. San Diego State showing off some of that power here tonight. They lead Creighton 51-32.
Own your obsession with the exceptional values during the season of Audi. Visit AudiOffers.com today.
Shoot. Go away.
The squirrels just aren't listening to Dave. No, they don't seem to care what he says.
Back off.
But his DirecTV sure does. With DirecTV voice control, Dave can just say, find kids' movies, and his young'uns are neck-deep in family fun. Oh, if only getting the squirrels to stop was as easy as getting a little Ice Age. Search and record with just your voice. Call 1-800-DirecTV.
You coming?
You coming?
You coming? You coming? Yeah.
Instigators, ringleaders, enablers. You make what happens here happen.
We asked people, if you could get paid to do something you really love, what would you do?
I'd be a writer.
I'd be a baker.
I want to be a pie maker.
I want to be a pilot.
I'd be an architect.
What if I told you someone could pay you? And what if that person were you? When you think about it, isn't that what retirement should be? Paying ourselves to do what we love?
A pretty good look. Georgia's a few miles away from Disneyland here in Southern California. 51-32. San Diego State has the lead over the 20th ranked team in the country, the Creighton Blue Jays. Creighton led this game 14-2, Sean. Since then, I think it's fair to say it's been all Aztecs.
49-18. As impressive as the offense has been, the defense and the attention to detail at the defensive end has really stood out to me in this contest.
Now, this is a team Creighton that hangs its hat on efficiency on offense, and there's a glimpse of why Rocky, a much-needed basket, his first of the night.
First 3 points off the bench. I mean, they hadn't scored off the bench in this game yet.
Now, San Diego State, if this keeps going, in other words, if they sustain this till the end of the game, this is a signature defensive performance, because there are not many teams better on the offensive side than Creighton.
You know, and you look at the fact that the Aztecs have 1 loss on the season. It's to Arizona. This just in. The Wildcats are pretty good.
Shepard got his own miss, had an easy look and missed that one. Here's Brooks on the attack, the spin move, and high off the backboard, somehow it goes down. I don't know how that happened.
Sometimes it's better to be a little lucky. That was luck.
Could have caromed out of bounds. Could have gone just about anywhere. It went right down through the hoop. So, a little burst. Shepard, way too strong. And maybe this is Creighton's chance to go on a run. Brooks, another spin move. Raggi open. No good. Man, that's a shot he makes almost every time.
Just a tremendous outside shooter from beyond the arc. If his feet are set, it's usually automatic, but not tonight.
Yeah, I bet wide open 3 looks for Raggi. 2/3 of the time those go down. So that was a big miss. That would have made it an 11-point game. Instead, it's still 14. Thames with the ball. Sort of daring Shepard to shoot from the outside. Thames will shoot it from the outside. The long rebound. Shepard tracks it down. And that quick spin move came up short, though. He's doing a lot of things well and then not finishing. McDermott, the nifty bounce pass from Gibbs.
What a pass by Gibbs, and that was just carryover from the defensive end of the floor. That, you could say that's the first defensive possession, I would say, in the last 25-plus minutes of play that San Diego State was flat. They were flat, and they got exploited. Creighton is trying to crawl back into this one. They're trying to have a say if who gets to the championship.
Gli occhi tuoi belli brillano.
Cut! Dolce & Gabbana, light blue.
Available at Macy's, your fragrance destination.
Creighton trying to get back into this game against San Diego State. And here's what I was talking about. Look at the body language on all three of the defenders on the strong side of the floor. They're all standing up. Nobody's in a stance. They're not communicating. And that's the first time that we have seen that. And when they do that, I can guarantee you, they're going to find Doug McDermott in that situation, and he's going to score.
So McDermott, who had 16 points in the first 9 minutes of this game, now he's at 20. He's been quiet for a long while. His teammates also starting to come to life. Aztecs still up by 12 with the ball. J.J. O'Brien knocks Gibbs to the ground, and that's, I think, an easy call.
Yeah, that's a no-brainer.
So an offensive foul against O'Brien. Well, here we are. We're in Fullerton. The championship of this event moves over to Anaheim at the big Honda Center. Marquette is already there. The winner of this game meets Marquette 9:30 Eastern, ESPN2 on Sunday. No matter who it is, that's going to be a great game. Raggi, quick release, three.
Creighton on a run. Here we go. Now it's under 10. It was up to 19, and it's down to 9.
Well, Raggi's hit a couple from the outside. 10-0 Blue Jays run. The freshman Dakari Allen cut off on the dribble.
Remember, Davis went to the bench early in this half. Holy! What a three. Not noted for his ability to shoot it from the outside.
Well, that's a big one. That's his second three of the game. Brooks against Davis, back in. Brooks, no good, and commits a foul. He thought he got the ball, but it's a personal against Devin Brooks.
And Foley twice now being able to stretch you from the outside, and this considered not the strength. You drive in, pinch. McDermott closes out with his hands down because of the athleticism of Dwayne Foley. A year ago, he was predicted to be the newcomer of the year in the Mountain West Conference, the transfer from St. John's. Failed to live up to expectations last year, trying to define a role this year.
Kid from LA went across the country to play for Steve Lavin. There's a nice move. Xavier Thames. Back-to-back baskets and big ones for the Aztecs. Thames has matched McDermott. They each have 20. Raggi almost double dribbled there. Brooks three. Still has not hit a basket.
23 points last night. Highs and lows.
He's feeling it. Not this time. And now the Blue Jays perhaps a chance to run. Chapman flips it up. It was poked by Thames. Raggi helps steal it. No. Well, kind of a bad break for the Blue Jays there. Steve Fisher's team hanging on. They still lead 56-42.
Bucket.
More people are leaving BMW, Mercedes, and Lexus for Audi than ever before. The holidays won't last, and neither will the season of Audi. Visit AudiOffers.com today.
Hey, Bucky. Hey,
Hey, that piece on left-handed athletes, is that almost done? Okay, thanks.
This isn't a playoff game. It just feels like one. Monday Night Football, Saints, Seahawks, 8:25 on ESPN.
When seconds count, the experience of ADT matters.
The alarm initially went off at 12:06. After a few seconds, ADT called me, and the guys were caught by 12:29.
ADT called, and she said, "Mrs. White, your carbon monoxide detector is going off." Within a minute, the fire department was there.
The extra seconds that ADT saved me let me save my son and my daughter.
When it's your family, trust ADT Fast Response Monitoring to help protect against burglary, fire, and high levels of carbon monoxide. Now get ADT starting at just $49 with 24/7 protection just over $1 a day, plus a money-back guarantee.
That makes me feel awesome knowing that ADT was that quick.
I still cannot believe how fast ADT was able to relay the information to the officers.
I love ADT. They came through for me. They saved my life.
Get ADT for as little as $49 and save a lot more than money. Call or click today.
Zubin and Dan in the studio. Battle for Atlantis. Kansas is getting all they want from Nova, Coach.
Hey, Nova with Jay Wright, who used to coach for the Hofstra Flying Dutchman when they were the Dutchmen, is doing a great job. They are athletic. They're quicker to the ball. They've turned Kansas over 10 times and making the occasional shot.
7-point lead for the Wildcats. Dave, Sean, back to you.
So that's pretty interesting. Andrew Wiggins, speaking of, is on my partner Sean Farnham's All-Canadian team.
It's been a great influence coming from north of the United States. And Kevin Pangos, Hanlon for Boston College, Stauskas from Michigan, Wiggins clearly doing a great job as one of our freshman focus members, and Jordan Baczynski anchoring it underneath. And by the way, I'm leaving off Dwight Powell, Melvin Edgem. There's a lot of talent coming from north of the border.
Yeah, big time. Jordan Baczynski, we'll see him later tonight on ESPNU. College of Charleston, Arizona State. Both teams trying to bounce back from yesterday. Back to action here. San Diego State sort of weathering a storm, a 10-0 run.
Xavier Thames got hit, and he's a little shaken up right now.
He might be bleeding. J.J. O'Brien with a lot of contact. There was no whistle. He wanted to foul. So did Steve Fisher, who's hot. Aztecs continue to hound Doug McDermott. Just couldn't quite find an opening. Brooks back to McDermott. The three. Good. The tiny opening, and he hits the shot.
He sets that on-ball screen. Poor communication at the defensive side creates just enough space for him. I think in the on-ball screen situation, you just go to wherever McDermott is.
Thames. Did he turn it over? Yes, he did. Timeout Creighton, so they'll get the ball. Nice hustle from Austin Chapman, who played so well defensively last night against Jaheed Carson.
Well, they get Doug McDermott the ball in a variety of ways. And coming into this tournament, working, trying to figure out, okay, how do they get Doug McDermott the ball? This was a play that stood out to me against Wisconsin. Watch the way Doug McDermott comes up. He sets that on-ball screen. Now, it's important when you set a great screen, the defensive players have to react. They both go to the ball, and that creates a big, huge gap and wide open, uncontested look from the outside for Doug McDermott. So how do we see that translated into this season? Little dribble handoff. They both step, space, knock it down. It's pretty simple. Doug McDermott, they'll find a way to get him involved. They'll find a way to get him a good shot. And on those on-ball screen situations, they force you to make a decision. You make the wrong one, which is leaving him, he'll hurt you every single time.
And again, it doesn't have to be a big mistake. He'll take advantage of it if you just give him a little bit of room. Maybe the best scorer in college hoops. His dad, the head coach at Creighton, the Blue Jays, headed to the Big East this year. And this is sort of a test kind of game for a good Creighton team. San Diego State almost feels like a Big East team with the athleticism, the speed, the size. It is a little different. The Valley's a great conference, but the Big East is different.
And they're making a statement right now for San Diego State, though, for the Mountain West Conference.
Raggi, good.
He's making a statement here in the second half. Those are the shots that we thought that he would make in the first half.
There's still a long way to go. 10-plus minutes.
And Doug McDermott now trying to play to the crowd, trying to get their crowd on their feet.
J.J. O'Brien right down the lane.
Nobody there to stop the ball. Grant Gibbs a little bit slow and rotating over that time.
Back to a 10-point lead. Gibbs didn't shoot the three. He's more of a facilitator on the offensive end. The 6-year senior, right to the basket. Well, he could score that one.
Well, see, that's what happens. Now you get in that situation where you think McDermott's setting the screen. Both defensive players leaning a little bit to try to fight over that screen and stay with Doug. And instead, Grant Gibbs makes the great read, switches over to the left, and finishes in the paint.
His first basket to go along with 6 assists in this game. O'Brien. A switch off, Raggi on him now, and Gibbs poked it away momentarily. O'Brien was pushed. Blue Jays wanted to travel. It's a pushing foul.
The defensive awareness. J.J. O'Brien vacates the spot and allows Gibbs to finish. And then at the other end of the floor, it was O'Brien going right down the lane. Gibbs a step slow, rotating over, and an easy layup.
J.J. O'Brien, who started his college career at Utah. We heard Jeff Goodman talking about all the big-time recruits now headed to San Diego State. It's a program that now is recruiting at a very high level. The transfers have been a big part of building this program up. Good inbounds play. Aztecs draw a foul.
A poor 2 seconds for Gibbs.
Yep.
He's got 2 personal fouls in the last 2 seconds.
And he knows it. 23 years old. He's been around a long time. Played a lot of games. Very tough kid. 5th team foul against Creighton.
And J.J. O'Brien finished last year extremely strong, and they're looking for him to continue that on throughout the course of his junior season. Scoring the ball pretty well in the early stages of this season. The product out of Rancho Cucamonga. Great basketball IQ, great feel for the game.
So from Southern California. Makes the 2nd free throw, so 1 of 2. Aztecs with that make will set up some pressure. And McDermott gets the ball in, but into almost a trap. Gibbs breaks that pressure. Finds Manigai. No good on the 3, and Gibbs almost committed foul number 4. Shepard feeds O'Brien. Size mismatch here. O'Brien, baseline, no good.
Good box out by Raggi on the weak side. Push Josh Davis right underneath the hoop. And Davis is the player that could really use to get going right now for San Diego State. He's been very quiet in the second half. He went to the bench early in foul trouble, but he's yet to bring back up his intensity level.
He's matched up with Raggi here. McDermott. Chapman looking to get it back to Doug McDermott. Shot clock is winding down at a bad pass. Shepard on the move. Shepard draws the foul.
That was a very poor decision by Creighton. Chapman had the ball on the weak side of the floor and literally threw an outlet pass for San Diego State. Textbook rule number 1, basketball 101. Don't throw a straight line pass across the key.
Yeah.
Especially against a team that's long and athletic like San Diego State.
Better to just heave up a shot at that point. Better to do almost anything at that point. And that's their experienced point guard. Shepard hits the first. Back to a 10-point lead. Very intense game here with still 8.5 to go. Shepard has struggled shooting the ball, but I think he's done a lot of nice things in this game. He hasn't always finished, but he showed off a lot of that athleticism. O'Brien got a nice hand. He's played well, particularly on defense.
Well, I think O'Brien's going to be back in this game very shortly here.
Missed that second one, but the tap rebound. Holy, a fadeaway, tough shot, good. Wayne Foley showing off some skills here tonight.
He is usually a get to the rim type of guy. That time a fadeaway jump shot, off balance, but still finishing.
Davis matched up with Dingman, and that was almost a steal. Brooks snatched it away. Little hesitation move, up and under, blocked. Bad shot. Shrigley 3, too strong.
Look how quick his release is, though. He gets his feet set and goes right for it.
McDermott, a long 3.
Wow. His release is pretty good, too, though.
Fun to watch. His 5th three-pointer made of the game. He's got 26.
They've gotten it under 10 multiple times here in the second half, but have been unable to get the pivotal stop to really change the momentum and get it on their side. Creighton has done everything they can to crawl back into it. They were down 19. Now they are down 9. How much more can McDermott give?
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by DirecTV. If you call yourself a sports fan, you gotta get DirecTV. Call 1-800-DirecTV. Tyco Integrated Security. Safer, smarter, Tyco. And Audi. Truth in engineering.
Greg's cries for help are pretty loud and clear. But try as he might, he just can't seem to get what he's asking for. Not like with DirecTV. With DirecTV voice control, Greg just says, tune to ESPN, and he gets tuned right in, lickety-split. Looks like finding some sports. Sure is a lot easier than finding that motorcycle he was attached to. Search and record with just your voice. Call 1-800-DirecTV.
Look out into the world. Choose your path, and I will be there. In the blistering heat, whether the road is curved or straight, this is my purpose. So challenge me, test me, as you push yourself. We are in this together. I am your engine. You are my driver. Royal Purple, the performance lubricants that outperform.
Own your obsession with the exceptional values during the season of Audi. Visit AudiOffers.com today.
Zubin Mehenti here in the college basketball studio with an update at the battle for Atlantis, Kansas, in a battle for survival. James Bell Jr. blowing right past Andrew Wiggins, of all people. Wildcats have a 6-point lead. Dave, Sean, how about that, huh?
Well, that is pretty interesting. And Andrew Wiggins, one thing that's been really impressive about him in his very young college career, he's played excellent defense. When he was matched up with Jabari Parker in that game against Duke, Parker had a real tough time.
No question. I spent some time, though, with Jay Wright last week at the College Basketball Hall of Fame event in Kansas City. He really liked his team, and he felt like they were playing some good basketball, was confident, and said to me, the opportunity to go down and face some of these top teams. And that's what every coach wants in these tournament and fields. He said, look, if we come out and we're focused, I feel like we can compete in that field. And obviously, they're doing a little bit more than just competing right now.
Well, Doug McDermott and Creighton, they'll match up with Villanova in the newly reconfigured Big East. Shepard, first of 2 free throws. The matchup in the championship game of this event, a Big East team is already there waiting for the winner of this one, Marquette.
If Creighton was to come back and win this game, it could be the first of what could be potentially 4 meetings between Marquette and Creighton. They have 2, obviously, in the conference play.
Shrigley with the steal. O'Brien fouled by McDermott. And McDermott, I think, is frustrated with nobody getting open against the pressure.
It's just a bad pass, though, too. It's a poor pass. You've got 2 timeouts. If you want to take one, you can maybe burn one here. I know you got to crawl back into the game, but nobody was moving. But Doug has to be smarter.
He did commit the foul to make sure that O'Brien earns it at the free throw line. His dad, the head coach, some things to get worked out here in the final 7:23. They're down by 12.
But as we were saying when we were going to break, how many times have we seen this get down to 9, and then every time it gets to 9, San Diego State goes on a mini run and balloons it back up to 14 or 15 points.
I credit the Aztecs, hanging tough. Both free throws for O'Brien and more pressure.
People that watch Aztecs basketball might think I'm crazy, but I think this team has an opportunity to be better than last year. And I use the word team. And I think last year, Franklin and Tapley, two dynamic scorers and very important players for Coach Steve Fisher. At times, the ball would get bogged down in an individual player's hands, and defensively, they weren't as strong as what we've seen out of this group so far tonight. This group has a lot of upside to it.
Yeah, well, if those fans are watching our game here tonight, I don't think they think you're crazy. I think they think you might be on to something. Big expectations last year for the Aztecs. They had a good year, not a great year. McDermott is going to have a great year. There's a tap in by Brooks, and finally he gets a bucket. Well, he actually has 4 points now. Brooks with the tip in. 11-point game. Coming off a career-high 23. He's been mostly quiet.
More spacing that time offensively, though. 2 cutters right into the same spot.
Draws another foul. So O'Brien back to the free throw line. In Orlando, the Old Spice Classic in the championship matchup. That's now set. Oklahoma State and Memphis. A rematch of a game that was very one-sided. What do you think meeting again for the second time in the early season?
I heard that Marcus Smart kid can go.
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure, but I heard he can play, and I think that if I can remember correctly, he had some success against Memphis. Marginal success. 39.
I think that counts. Gibbs will sit down with 4 fouls. Well, our friends, our colleagues, Dick Vitale, Dan Schulman at Madison Square Garden tonight there. What they said was they thought McDermott, Smart, Parker, 3 best players in college hoops.
You're not going to get me to argue with that one.
We're seeing one of them here tonight. He's got the ball. McDermott gives it up, though. And Sean, you said it. O'Brien got a quick rest to catch his breath and came right back in the game. Raggi, the 3. Another one for Ethan Raggi.
Try to get a defensive stop without fouling. Key for Creighton right now. I know it's 6 minutes, 10-point lead. There's plenty of basketball here for Creighton, but they've got to whittle this thing down. You want to get it to about 5 with 5 left to go.
Shepard. McDermott backed off him. Raggi's hit 4 threes all in the second half. Shepard takes him off the dribble. Raggi, good defense. Shepard rejected by McDermott, but that's a foul. And that's his 3rd personal.
You come into the field this year and you're looking at a lot of talented players. Clearly Doug McDermott, he's going to the next level. Jaheed Carson, Jordan Paczynski, these are the guys that a lot of people are talking about. I think this young man at the free throw line has the upside to be the one that all the NBA scouts leave talking about, seeing the ability to take you off the bounce. He's not a great perimeter shooter, but he's an excellent defensive player. He elevates so high on his jump shot, as we saw last night, and he finishes around the basket. He has excellent body control.
He's shooting free throws well tonight. Winston Shepard is a sophomore from Houston, played high school ball at Findlay Prep with the likes of Anthony Bennett, among others, many others. Makes them both. He's played really well. Under 6 to go. Aztecs have maintained this lead.
They're switching everything. Every time they come into a screen situation, they're just switching.
Raggi's really feeling it now. Too strong with that one.
A good read, though, that time by McDermott to find Raggi, because in the switching the screens, it's a McDermott awareness. And Raggi can hurt you, and we've seen that a little bit already.
Shepard, spin move. Knocked away by Brooks, but a travel before the contact. That's a turnover.
That time trying to do a little bit too much. I think there's no need to spin to try to go back to the middle to get closer. Get to that elbow area and just elevate. That's where he needs to get to. And see, when you turn back in right there, you're off balance, you lose. Winston Shepard lost on that possession.
Yeah, and if he goes straight up before he makes that spin move, there's nothing Brooks can do.
He's not blocking a shot, no.
Gibbs back in the game with the 4 personals. Pulls up, scores.
Back to 10. But this is where we've been a majority of the half. 10 to 15. Back to 10. Back to 15.
Shooting has been fairly even. And that's a win, I think, for the Aztecs. That's an offensive foul, though. An illegal screen against Shepard. So Creighton gets the ball back. By the way, Journey to the Tourney continues on ESPN Tuesday. It'll be Duke and Michigan. Blue Devils trying to bounce back. Big Ten ACC Challenge presented by Dick's Sporting Goods. Also part of that Journey to the Tourney. Tuesday, 9:15 on ESPN. Also live on Watch ESPN. Spotlight on games that impact the tournament. And that's another one of them.
A big game for both teams. I mean, last memory that we have on the national stage with Michigan was losing to Charlotte in the Puerto Rico shootout.
I think Michigan feels like Mitch McGary's going to get healthy. They'll start playing better. Duke has some things to work on for a team that's as talented as it is. We saw some of their weakness today at the Garden.
They got exploited down low. When Duke has to go to a 2-3 zone, and they are a man-to-man team. When Duke goes to a 2-3 zone, you know things are broken down defensively.
And if you're watching San Diego State for the first time, Sean made the point earlier. Gibbs trapped on the baseline, missed the shot, fights for the rebound, and puts it back in. Down to an 8-point lead. But this is an Aztecs team that fought that Arizona team right down to the end. That was in San Diego at their home arena. O'Brien to the bucket. O'Brien no good. Another stop for the Blue Jays. Here comes Creighton. Brooks. Raggi, the shot fake. And the three. 5-point game.
We got a game. It's now officially back to being a game. The Creighton fans have been quiet for a long time. But now it's the Aztecs fans that have had their hands crossed in front of them. Raggi, just an excellent job elevating the defense, stepping in, and knocking down the three-point shot. Here it is. The kick out. Davis elevate with a little shot fake. Short dribble, right into a shot. A big bucket, and it's down to 5.
Ethan Raggi, a guy who was sort of considered an understudy to Doug McDermott, and their careers have followed one another at Creighton. Jeff Goodman with us here tonight in Fullerton. He doesn't get the publicity, and he shouldn't get quite the publicity of Doug McDermott, Jeff, but Raggi is a very important player for this Creighton team.
Well, he gives them kind of a matchup problem for other teams because you have to bring your big guy out to guard him. I asked Grant Gibbs the other night, who's the best shooter on this team, pure shooter, between Doug McDermott and Ethan Raggi? He could not answer that question. That's how good a shooter Raggi is.
And he almost exclusively, it's hard to believe how many of his shots come from three. He almost never, ever takes a shot that is not a three-point shot.
He took his first shot tonight that was counted for a 2. Prior to tonight, every shot he had attempted this season had been from behind the arc.
And that one, right, his foot was on the line. O'Brien, big bucket for the Aztecs. And Raggi could be a mismatch problem, but I think he's had a problem with J.J. O'Brien on the defensive end. Timeout here from Fullerton. Coming down the home stretch. Aztecs looking for an upset against the 20th ranked team in the country.
When it's time to talk security for your business, talk to the business security leader, Tyco Integrated Security. We'll do a security review of your business to understand your needs, customize an integrated solution that meets your specific challenges, and deliver it all with responsive local service and a personal passion to help you protect your business. We'll even give you the power to manage it all right from the palm of your hand. Call us for our free security review. Tyco Integrated Security. Safer, smarter, Tyco.
It's an extremely simple tool, but also extremely powerful. It can be used to start a poem or finish a symphony. It's been to classrooms, boardrooms, even to space. And we can't wait to see where you'll take it next. Introducing the thinner, lighter, more powerful iPad Air.
need a bigger bucket.
More people are leaving BMW, Mercedes, and Lexus for Audi than ever before. The holidays won't last, and neither will the season of Audi. Visit AudiOffers.com today.
The game's on the line, you're the star of the team. You deserve to smell fresh with a confident clean. You took a 40-minute shower, and this is the second half of the game.
Zubin Mehenti here in our college basketball studios. Battle for Atlanta's Villanova continues to open it up on the #2 team in the country. Josh Hart from downtown. Villanova with an 8-point lead almost halfway through the second half. College football, Fresno State's BCS hopes are busted, losing to San Jose State. And over on ESPN right now, UCF needs a win to perhaps keep their BCS title hopes alive. Dave, Sean, back to you.
All right, Zubin, thanks. A lot's going on there. Xavier Thames, he and the Aztecs having a big night with the lead over Creighton.
Excellent game for Xavier Thames. He made the first basket. Remember, 11-2 start. Then that three-pointer goes down, and Xavier Thames hasn't let down yet. 6 of 9 from the floor, 4 of 5 from behind the arc, 4 of 4 at the free throw line, 20 points, and he has had moment after moment where they've needed a big shot. Xavier Thames has been the guy to knock it down.
Well, Creighton's down 7. They can't afford many empty possessions, maybe no empty possessions from here on forward if they want to come from behind. They were down 19 at one point in the second half.
Bragi, 5 of 10 from behind the arc, all 15 of his points here in the second.
With the foul, Doug McDermott, chance for a three-point play.
This is just a great basketball game. I mean, this is a lot of fun to be sitting in the seats that you and I are sitting at watching these two teams. And again, screen situation, you get the switch, you immediately duck into the defensive player, create space, get your hands ready and finish. And that's what Doug McDermott does.
Just his second free throw try, and he's made both of them, so a 4-point lead.
He had 25 free throws attempted in the last 2 games. The one prior to the start of this tournament, he had 15. He had 10 last night, only 2 tonight. Good defense by San Diego State, keeping him off the line.
Final 3 minutes, 4-point game. Wayne Foley's hit some big shots for San Diego State. He's got the ball. Now a whistle, and that's a foul against Chapman. Knocking Thames to the ground. Doug McDermott's dad, Greg, is on the ground. The coach thought that was against Thames. Now he stands up. This one taking a lot out of both sides, I think. Well, Greg, who did not have success as the head coach in the Big 12 at Iowa State and has talked a lot about the things he learned from that first head coaching chance and brought those lessons to Creighton. Thames, who's normally a good free throw shooter, misses the first.
It's his first miss, and how about this? They were 18 of 20 prior to that miss right there.
And not normally a great free throw shooting team. He made the second.
But pivotal moments, these are the pressure free throws. You know, coaches talk about pressure free throws. Ever in high school, line up on the line, make the free throw, you don't have to run. These are pressure free throws here.
Gibbs, hesitation move, and the defense there to swat it away. Gibbs comes up with a loose ball, though. It's been a long time since this game's been this close.
Everybody's stance is a little bit lower right now. The energy level a little bit better.
Last time Creighton led was 24-22. They're down 3. Playing defense here. Shot clock down to 10. Shepard. Got to get a shot off. The shot fake. Got a good look off the glass.
When his feet are set and he elevates in those situations, you can't block his shot, period.
What a big moment that was. Brooks with the left-hand finish. Creighton answers it very quickly. The clock is obviously important. Down to 1:40 to go.
You wonder how the NCAA tournament feels? It feels like this. This game has that environment. It has that buzz. It has 2 great teams going after one another.
Thames with Chapman, who's just been hounding him these last few minutes. Pulls up, a long 2, got it.
Every single time they've needed a basket tonight, it's been Xavier Thames to knock it in.
Brooks again to the bucket. Brooks knocked to the ground, no whistle. And now Greg McDermott wants a foul. They get it on Shepard. 5-point lead. Shepard goes to the line.
Xavier Thames gets the screen, elevates up over the top, and knocks it down. The shot clock once again under 10 on the make.
That basket gives him a career-high 23. Started his career at Washington State. Has become the leader of this Aztecs team. 2 big free throws for the sophomore, Winston Shepard. No good.
A double-double for Shepard in the game. And Coach Steve Fisher, what a job he has done. In these short turnarounds, you don't have a lot of time to prepare. Creighton is not the easiest team to prepare for. Trying to figure out how you're going to try to slow down Doug McDermott, all the different sets, all the different looks they give you. But credit the players for carrying over that scouting report and executing it extremely well.
Shepard makes 1 of 2. Creighton's got to hurry, and they need points. See if they can get McDermott a touch.
Well, he doesn't touch the ball.
He cuts to the basket and is fouled. Knocked off balance. That's a good call. Aztecs fans not happy about it, but McDermott basically got hip checked.
And I don't think there was really a need to hip check there, because I don't think there is any possibility that Doug McDermott was going to get to this ball. You're going to see on the cut, the ball is already way past him.
That shove with the right forearm. 4th foul against O'Brien. So 1-and-1 free throws for McDermott. Trying to get to 30 and above. Earns the second. Even if he makes this, it's a 2-possession game with 46.1. You figure the Blue Jays target someone, commit a foul, try to stop the clock. McDermott misses. The ball tipped up, and Chapman comes away with it. Chapman underneath the basket draws a foul. Wow.
Worst case scenario for San Diego State right there. To secure another opportunity, and Davis had the opportunity to grab that rebound, just didn't bring it in, and then the foul. And that was O'Brien's 5th personal foul. He's done for the day.
Well, that's big for the final 42 seconds. If this game were to go to overtime, on both ends of the floor, he's been critical.
A very solid game across the board for J.J. O'Brien.
Well, Steve Fisher, you can hear him as the gym gets a little silent. All of these Aztecs fans get nervous. Rebound the ball. That's the message for San Diego State. With Chapman going to the free throw line.
Chapman, a 78% free throw shooter on the season.
Made both of his tries here tonight. The junior. And it was not a shooting foul. 1-and-1. Trying to make it a 1-possession game, and that might allow Greg McDermott to sort of play it straight on defense. We'll see. Makes them both. Huge for Chapman.
Well, a little confusion of who was actually coming out of the game. Gibbs comes out in the substitution.
Well, with Digman coming in, that makes you think they are going to foul. Shepard double team, dangerous pass. Now Thames gets knocked at midcourt by Chapman. They do commit the foul. And I don't necessarily mind the decision. I think there's some who would argue play it straight, 7-second difference, try to get a stop. If you do that, though, and don't get the stop, the game's over.
Right, and that's why I think you try to elongate the game as much as you possibly can in this situation. But clearly, in the backcourt, you try to get the steal. You bring the double. You try to force a turnover. If you can't get it there, I think around half court, you want to make a foul.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what they did.
Well, you saw those numbers. San Diego State coming into this game on the season as a team, 63% from the line, 83% tonight. They've made their free throws. Thames makes another one. Now Gibbs back in with his 4 fouls. Raggi back in. He's been huge in the second half. Thames adding to his career high. There's Ethan Wragge. And if they swarm McDermott, Wragge very capable of knocking down shots in his final 36 seconds. Both good for Xavier Thames. Brooks will come in. Aztecs set up some pressure.
This pressure, more than anything, they want to force them to take some time off the clock before they cross the timeline. Xavier Thames giving up a lot of ground.
McDermott just couldn't quite get a shot off there, so it's Chapman to the basket. With some contact, he scores at a timeout for the Blue Jays. Nice move. Back to a three-point game. So he didn't have to shoot a three. The defense was pressuring him. He went all the way to the basket. Both teams get to organize now in the huddle.
And again, you're trying to trap the initial pass, and then you want to play the passing lanes if you can to get the turnover.
Well, the winner of this will meet Marquette. We've had a heck of a game here tonight in Fullerton. 9:30 Eastern on Sunday. No matter who advances to play Marquette, that's going to be a really good one. And we'll move over to the Honda Center, the big arena here in Orange County.
Well, you and I, partner, had the Wooden Classic last year, and that's half of what this event was. I mean, it was the DirecTV Classic merging with the Wooden Classic. The Wooden Classic last year had San Diego State against UCLA, and it was a very loud and great environment for college basketball. Most of them Aztecs faithful, and they beat UCLA to win the Wooden Classic a year ago.
Yeah, sort of in Bruins territory here in the LA area, although not far from San Diego, that's for sure. Davis against pressure, and Thames, that's an offensive foul.
Wow. Steve Fisher just threw his clipboard. He's beside himself.
And I will have to see it again, but Thames did knock Manigat to the ground. We'll see if there was a little bit of a sell job for the Blue Jays. Let's take a look.
It's on this side of your screen. That's where the contact is. And
I mean, he used the forearm. He pushed off. Maybe Manigat sold it, but you throw that forearm, even if the contact's not extreme, the official has a hard time swallowing the whistle.
Creighton's going to use their final timeout here.
Well, Steve Fisher's still not real happy about that. So 80-77, 26.9 seconds to go here from Fullerton. This has been such a game of swings. Creighton got off to the great start, and it was Doug McDermott who was just unstoppable in the first few minutes of the game. Dave Fleming, Sean Farnham here inside Titan Gym. We've been happy to be here all night long. So Creighton got off to the quick start. Then it was all Aztecs up until halftime. Early in the second half, it was looking like a San Diego State blowout, but Creighton did not go away.
It was a 19-point lead about 5 to 6 minutes into the second half, and slowly but surely Creighton was able to finally get over that hurdle. It was a Wragge three-point shot that brought the lead from 8 to 5, and ever since that moment, the game has just been a one-possession contest, and now a golden opportunity for Creighton. You look right now, 26.9 seconds. You're down by 3. Clearly, Wragge and McDermott can shoot the three. I think your best opportunity is to try to get the ball to Doug on the block and post him up. He can get an N1 opportunity, draw a foul, get to the free throw line, at least get you 2 points for sure. And then you got to get back and play some defense, foul immediately, and make this game elongate out a little bit more and try to get another possession.
Yeah, you got all kinds of options. Creighton out of timeouts. Both teams in the double bonus. The arrow favors the Aztecs of San Diego State. 80-77 the score. Two really good teams here tonight. And this is a semifinal game that would fit the championship of this DirecTV Wooden Legacy. The officials are coming over to the monitor here during this stoppage of play. 26.9 seconds to go. And the fact that Creighton is out of timeouts is important. San Diego State likes to pressure the ball on the inbound. Creighton's got to make sure first things first, they get the ball in. And I think the officials, it's just a timing issue here that they're checking. Every 10th of a second at this point of the game, in a game like this, is precious.
Well, if you're looking at the clock, I didn't see anything move, so.
Yeah, so I think it's going to stick at 26.9. Well, that's what we're looking at here. And the officials want to make sure they get this right. They use the monitor to do so. Now the teams will break the huddle.
Late game situations, Creighton's already been there once this season. against St. Joe's. And it was Doug McDermott in that moment coming up and knocking down the big shot.
So Steve Fisher sets up the defense for the Aztecs.
The officials taking a look. This is what I was talking about against St. Joe's. The execution, Doug McDermott in these late game situations, been there before. 6.9 left to go. St. Joe's up by 1. He knocks it down and gets fouled. And you see a good job creating space on the screen. Wouldn't be surprised if we saw that exact same play right now.
It worked pretty well there. And McDermott, who had not had one of those in his distinguished career. The last players who were 3-time first-team All-Americans, according to the AP, were Patrick Ewing and Wayman Tisdale. Doug McDermott has a chance to do that this year.
And you see the minutes, the points, the rebounds, game-winning shots. 1. He'd like to add another one right here. A three-pointer would tie it.
A 2-time consensus All-American, Big East preseason player of the year, Doug McDermott of the Blue Jays with the ball down 3.
We're not ready to go yet. We're not ready to go yet. There's still two officials at the scorer's table.
And now, instead of the timing, could be a question of player participation. And Chris Rastatter, one of the officials, talking to Greg McDermott.
Well, and part of the reason why was no time ran off the clock.
Yeah.
So in the substitution, and remember there's substitutions that were made on the free throw situation, specifically made for a fouling situation. And it could adjust with who's out on the floor right now.
Well, Greg McDermott talking to the officials. Doug McDermott waiting for action. Let's welcome in once again Jeff Goodman. Jeff?
You know, about 30 seconds ago, Doug McDermott looked over at somebody in the stands behind me and just gave him a wink, as if to say, I got this. And I wouldn't be surprised, guys. He's pretty cool. He's pretty calm. He's the type of guy that's got that ice in his veins. And I've seen him really grow as a guy that wants this moment. As a sophomore, he didn't. He was kind of scared to embrace it. Now he wants this moment. He'll want the ball in his hands for this final possession.
It's why he came back.
Yeah, absolutely.
Great players, when they make the decision to not go to the NBA, come back to the college game. You want to be great? These are the moments that create legacy moments. Here we are at the DirecTV Wooden Legacy, and Doug McDermott has an opportunity here to potentially tie this game up and silence this crowd and maybe even force overtime. Still a lot of time left, though. 26.9 seconds is a long time. They're trying to sort this whole thing out. The officials are trying to do their best to figure out who should be on the floor, who should not be on the floor. But what I do not like about this is that too long of a stoppage of play.
Yeah.
And when you're in these moments, you want to let the players make the plays, and you want them to be able to make it with momentum. And at the end of the day, nothing changed.
Yeah, well, you want to get it right, but you got to do it a little faster than that. So here we go. 27.2 now on the clock. Well, that changed a tiny bit. McDermott goes to the basket, and the shot no good. Gibbs, shot blocked, loose ball. Aztecs have it. And they'll get the foul, on Thames. Well, there was a lot of contact against McDermott and Gibbs, and Greg McDermott is hot. They did not go for the three. They got McDermott the ball very quickly to go to the basket.
Just as I thought, they would try to post him up on the drive. A lot of contact.
Well, the first play, I think you can make an argument that it was clean.
The Gibbs one, I think, should have been a foul.
Was not clean.
No.
He got knocked to the ground. And Gibbs now is fouled out. So he's gone for the game. 18.9 seconds to go. That's still a lot of time. Aztecs with the double bonus situation going to the free throw line.
But remember, Creighton doesn't have any more timeouts.
Yeah.
So every ounce of coaching that Greg McDermott has to do, he just had to do it right there in that foul out situation.
Aztecs do have 2 timeouts remaining. It's Thames, who's had his career high tonight, 25 points, back at the free throw line, 7 of 8. No good. Still a one-possession game. So this obviously becomes huge and pressure-packed.
It's been a career night for Thames. A made free throw here, though, would make him feel a little bit better.
Second one is good. He got the bounce. So the Blue Jays have to really hurry. Do they have to take a three? Brooks doesn't think so. Brooks was swatted away. Shepard. Holy. Good! But Grant Gibbs is asking, how are you going to score that? But they did.
A poor decision by Brooks. Out in the open floor. The grab. And the continuation call gets the bucket. Napoli's played well tonight.
Very well.
Came off the bench to try to make an impact. 10 points already. Opportunity for 11 at the free throw line.
And we should clarify, they had initially called that foul a moment ago on Gibbs. They called it against Chapman, who fouled out. Now Gibbs does pick up number 5, so he's out of the game. And it probably doesn't matter at this point. 83-77 with 8.8 to go. Gibbs not happy about the counting of the basket, but basically academic whether they did that or not.
This is a sensational win for Steve Fisher and San Diego State.
Trying to cap off the play. He does.
And now you just get back. No need to foul.
Brooks hits the three. 2.2 to go. 4-point game. Shepard fouled quickly by Brooks. Well, not quite enough for the Blue Jays. And Greg McDermott is still very unhappy about the non-call against Gibbs. It was a 3-point game with roughly 20 seconds to go. All kinds of contact under the basket. There was no whistle. And the Aztecs since then have not looked back.
Steve Fisher walking down his bench. And what a great job by his assistant coaching staff to help prepare this team in that short turnaround. And a big win, not only for San Diego State. This is a big win for the Mountain West Conference. This is a statement win for the conference. It has not been a great start for the conference overall. UNLV with a couple of losses at home that's just very uncharacteristic. But a neutral site win against Creighton. And the Aztecs will make their way to the Honda Center on Sunday to play Marquette for the championship of this tournament, Dave.
And you can tell a lot of respect between the two head coaches. Heck of a game, back and forth, up and down. First loss of the year for the 20th ranked Blue Jays, and the Aztecs advance the championship of this DirecTV Wooden Legacy after the off day tomorrow, Sunday, 9:30 Eastern on ESPN2. How do you like that matchup?
I think it's going to be an outstanding matchup. The show will show up at the Honda Center. It's going to be a very pro San Diego State feel to it. The defense of Marquette, I think, can cause some problems for San Diego State. But Marquette's offense, they have stepped up. They struggled against Ohio State much better in this tournament.
Well, we had a fun one here tonight for Jeff Goodman and Sean Farnham. Dave Fleming saying so long. We do have another game over on ESPNU. Charleston against Arizona State. For now, good night from Fullerton. Aztecs win. Now we'll send it to Las Vegas. The Continental Tire Invitational. Northwestern takes on UCLA.